Today we will discuss Great Expectation by Charles Dickens, a novel that explores theme of ambition, social class and personal growth through the life of Pip, its central character. A novel is a long fictional narrative written in prose that explores characters, events and themes through a structured plot. It allows for deep character development and detailed storytelling, often reflecting social, cultural, and psychological themes. Now, discuss the elements of a novel. Plot is a sequence of events in the story, including exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Characters are the individuals who drive the story, including protagonist, antagonist, and supporting characters. Setting is the time and place where the events occur, influencing the mood and atmosphere. Theme is the central idea or message the novel conveys, such as love, ambition, or social class. Point of view, the perspective from which the story is told, first person, third person, omniscient, etc. Conflict is a struggle between opposing forces, either internal within a character or external against another character, society, or nature. Style and tone, the author's unique way of writing, including language, sentence structure, and emotional feel. This novel is written by Charles Dickens, who was one of the most famous and influential novelists of the 19th century. Born in Portsmouth, England, he experienced hardship in his early life, which deeply influenced his writing. When he was just 12, his father was sent to prison for debt, and Dickens had to leave school to work in a factory. These difficult experiences gave him a strong sense of justice and compassion for the poor and vulnerable. Many of his novels highlight the struggle of the poor, the injustices of society, and the importance of kindness, honesty, and moral strength. He used his writing to speak out against child labor, harsh school system, and social inequality. His stories give a voice to those who were often ignored in Victorian society. Dickens had a remarkable gift for creating unforgettable characters and powerful stories. His novels were first published in serial form, chapter by chapter newspaper, and read widely by people of all classes. Readers eagerly awaited each new installment. Among his most celebrated works are Oliver Twist, David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities, and Great Expectation. Through humor, drama, and vivid storytelling, Dickens brought attention to social problems and helped shape modern English literature. His work continued to inspire readers around the world for their emotional depth, moral messages, and rich portrayal of Victorian life. His legacy lives on not only in the popularity of his novel but also in how they continue to encourage empathy, fairness, and reform. Now, the brief introduction of Great Expectation. Great Expectation is a novel by Charles Dickens, first published in 1861. It follows the journey of Pip, an orphan raised by his strict sister and kind brother in law, Joe Gargery. Pip's life changes when he encounters an escape convict, Magwitch, and later receives an unexpected fortune from a mysterious benefactor. Believing his wealth comes from his Miss Havisham, an eccentric woman who was abandoned on her wedding day, Pip aspires to become a gentleman to win the love of Estella, her beautiful but cold wife. However, Pip's expectations are shattered when he discovers the true source of his fortune and learns important lessons about love, loyalty, and self-worth. The novel explores themes of social class, ambition, justice, and redemption, making it one of Dickens' most profound works. Now let's see the list of characters. Pip, the main character. a poor orphan boy who dreams of becoming a gentleman. Joe Gardry, Pip's kind and humble brother in law, a blacksmith who loves Pip like a son. Mrs. Joe Gardry, Pip's harsh and overbearing sister who raises him by hand. Biddy, a kind and sensible village girl who helps Pip learn and later marry Joe. Evil Magwitch, a convict helped by Pip in childhood, later revealed as Pip's secret benefactor. Miss Havisham, a wealthy, eccentric woman jilted on her wedding day, raises Estella to break hearts. Estella, Miss Havisham's proud and beautiful adopted daughter, Pip loves her deeply. Mr. Jaggers, a powerful London lawyer who manages Pip's fortune at guardianships. Wemmick, Mr. Jaggers' clerk, professional at work but kind and supportive in private. Herbert Pocket, Pip's loyal friend and roommate in London, helps Pip adjust to gentlemanly life. Matthew Pocket, Herbert's father and Pip's tutor, one of Miss Havisham's honest relatives. Bentley Drumble, a rude and arrogant gentleman who marries Estella and treats her poorly. Compeyson, a deceitful criminal who betrayed Miss Havisham and framed Magwitch. Molly, Mr. Jagger's mysterious housekeeper, later revealed as Estella's mother. Orlick, a bitter and jealous worker at Joe's forge, suspected of attacking Mrs. Joe. Uncle Pumblechook, Pip's pompous uncle-in-law who takes credit for Pip's success. Clara, Herbert's kind and supportive wife who shelters Magwitch during his escape attempt. Little Pip, the son of Joe and Biddy, named after Pip, symbolizes love and a fresh start. Now let's see its summary. Great Expectation tells the story of Pip, a poor orphan raised by his harsh sister and kind brother in law, Joe, in rural England. One day, Pip helps a desperate escape convict named Magwitch, an act of kindness that later changes his life. Pip is invited to the house of Miss Havisham, a wealthy, eccentric woman who raises her cold and beautiful ward, Estella, to break hearts as revenge against men. Pip falls in love with Estella and becomes ashamed of his humble background. Feeling ashamed of his rough upbringing, Pip longs to become a gentleman worthy of Estella. Years later, a mysterious lawyer named Mr. Jaggers informs Pip that he has inherited a fortune from a secret benefactor and must move to London, believing the fortune comes from Mrs. Havisham and that she intends him to marry Estella. Pip embraces his great expectation and begins a new life in the city. In London, Pip befriends Herbert Pocket, who teaches him proper manners and social customs. However, Pip becomes increasingly proud and distant, forgetting the people who truly care for him, Joe and Biddy. His world turns upside down when his true benefactor is revealed to be Abel Magwitch, the convict he helped as a child. Magwitch made a fortune in Australia and returned to make Pip a gentleman out of gratitude. This shocking discovery forces Pip to confront the truth about himself, Estella, and the hollow values of wealth and class. Disgusted by the source of his fortune, Pip tries to help Magwitch escape. But their plan fails, and Magwitch is captured and dies in prison. Around the same time, Miss Havisham dies in a tragic accident, and Stella enters a cruel and loveless marriage with Bentley Drummle. In the end, Pip loses his wealth but regains his moral compass. He returns home, reconciles with Joe and Biddy, who are now married, and finds peace in their simple, honest life. Years later, Pip meets Estelle again at the ruins of Satis house. She too has changed. Their final meeting is calm, forgiving, and full of understanding. As they walk away from the past, Pip feels no shadow of another parting between them. To conclude, Great Expectation is not just Pip's story but also a reflection on human values, choices, and the consequences of our desires. It reminds us that true, true greatness lies in character, not wealth or status. Great expectation teaches us that true greatness lies not in wealth or social position, but in honesty, humility, or compassion. Pip's journey reminds us that our choices define who we are, and learning from our mistakes makes us stronger. With this, we conclude our lecture, carrying forward the lesson that kindness and integrity are the real measures of success. Thank you for watching.